What's up, what's up, what's up? We are back with another episode of the Sloth Doctors. I am Dr. Chip.
I'm Dr. Bob.
No guest for this segment, but we have plenty of stuff to talk about. Is there anything off the top of your head that you wanted to talk about today?
No, I'm gonna. It'll come to me as we go, but I'll let you jump into
Well,
stories.
one of the things I wanted to talk about today is football. You don't watch football, do you?
No, I've never been that interested.
Oh, so you've never, but you've watched football.
I'm aware of it. I know the rules. I know how it's played.
Now, when you were a kid, did you watch football?
More than I do now, but still not really, not obsessively.
Who was your team when you were a kid?
Miami, and only because I'm from there.
How old were you in 1972?
1.
Okay, so that's not it then.
That was when I was the biggest fan, for sure.
Yeah, you're 1 year old.
Yeah, I was. In fact, I was stunned at how good they were that year.
Yeah.
I feel like they've never gotten that good again.
I think the problem with me in football is 17-0 ruined it.
Right? Where do you go from there?
Yeah. I mean, I was 9 years old. I watched every game every Sunday of that season. My team won every game of and won the Super Bowl. And
now, how many games do they play? It's more than 17, though, isn't it?
Now it is, I think, yes. But back then it was 17.
Right. So to get a perfect season now would be even more difficult.
I believe so. And I don't care anymore. Right. I don't really pay attention anymore. It's like, and it got to a point too where I used to make the excuse that, I'm more of a participator than a spectator. I'd rather just play football than watch. Right? But that's not it, man. It's just, you're right. Where do you?
Yeah.
As a fan,
in all honesty, the what I didn't like about it, and it's the same reason I don't really watch baseball or basketball. I'm not interested in team sports. I like watching individual achievement. I love watching boxing. I love watching MMA.
Golf?
No, that's a little too boring for me. It takes too long to watch.
That is the ultimate individual sport.
I can understand that. Yeah. You definitely are playing against yourself and the
I
environment.
never could watch golf either until I played it a few times. Then
okay, I could see that maybe. Yeah. I mean, I did just recently watch Happy Gilmore 2. Does that count as watching golf? I don't know.
Not really, but okay.
And anybody that asked me what they thought, I'll say the same thing. It was pretty good. It's worth watching once.
I've never understood the attraction of Adam Sandler. I mean,
really?
He's kind of funny, but I've never really been like, oh, that's freaking hilarious.
He's hit or miss for me. Some of the movies he's made, I thought were hilarious. And then some of them are like, like I thought, honestly, I think one of his best movies is Little Nicky. And it's such a stupid movie and it's a stupid premise, but I don't know. The jokes didn't really land for me.
Anything, but I've never really.
And I really liked his comedy albums. He did a lot of comedy albums when he left SNL, or maybe he was still even at SNL.
Right. Yeah, I think.
And a lot of those bits and those songs have stuck in my head for years, and they've become inside jokes. Especially with my sister, right? Like especially the one with "It's a free fucking haircut. You're saving $10." I forget what album that's off of, but that's become a joke. Anytime one of us is offering the other one something for free, and they act like they don't want it. Yeah, it's a free haircut.
Yeah, a few guys like that just never, like that movie Dumb and Dumber. People love that, and I'm like, that just doesn't seem like that funny. I don't know. I think it's something to do with the level of humor. Like if it doesn't make me think. You know what I mean? If it's just such...
Well, some things are thought, there's difference between George Carlin and then just straight up slapstick. But if you're, they can both be funny. I laugh at the Three Stooges. There's nothing deep messages in there, but
really found
I still like it.
Funny.
I still laugh at Beavis and Butthead.
I do laugh at those guys. You remember Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, yeah.
That was a great
show.
That could make a comeback now.
That was disturbing. Definitely not made for kids.
I had 2 cats named Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should have only had one, a Stimpy. Ren was a dog.
Well, yeah, but that's not how it worked out.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. So when I was up in Ohio, Heather has a dog, and she's got a female roommate, a woman named Carrie's living with her right now. So the dog is just surrounded by women all the time. It's a boy dog, right? So the last day I was there, she was at work, and I told him, I'm like, Daddy's going to give you a special last day, boys' day out. So we watched 2 whole seasons of Beavis and Butthead. I took him to White Castle. I went to get some burgers, so he got to smell that. I gave him a milk bone that I stuffed in the White Castle bag so that the aroma of the cheeseburgers would saturate it, right? And then when we got back to the house, I took the bag into the house, and he's like dancing around me because he thinks he's going to get White Castle burger, which would give him the shits. There's no way I'm giving him that. But he was tricked because he's a dog. I reached into the paper bag and took his milk bone out, and he thought what he was eating came out of the bag. and it was infused with the smell, you know. Oh, and I also made him listen to the Joe Rogan podcast in the car on the way there. And I'm like, these are all things you're never going to get to do when I'm gone. They're never going to let you watch Beavis and Butthead. Neither of them are ever going to go to White Castle, and I guarantee you they're not listening to Rogan.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He had a good time.
So I saw something on Facebook. John Leguizamo posted something about having PTSD from his early acting career of being forced to play hooligans because he's a young Latin man. He had to play gang members and he still remembers.
And he said he has PTSD.
Yes, yeah.
PTSD.
I know.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
But anyway, so there's a picture of him, and in one of the roles of one of his first roles, he's playing a guy with a gun, robbing a liquor store or something. So he goes, so I stopped. I said, I'm not gonna do these roles or perpetuate what you think I am. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's say somebody asked me to play George Washington. And in the role, there's slavery, and it's not portrayed in a good light. Could I say that? Can I go, I don't want to do that role. It's not going to portray George Washington in the right light.
Right.
It's actually going to be just factual.
Right. And plus, nobody thinks that this is you. We understand that you're playing a character.
But it's just this politicization of this cultural bullshit. It's
I mean, you cashed the check they gave you, right? Yeah. That was cool. You're okay. Well, you didn't give them the money back, right?
Right. It's just like, come on, man.
And PTSD, really. That's the phrase you're going to use for it.
I mean, and I saw this on Facebook, so it could easily not be him.
Could be
somebody
you didn't
else.
see a clip of him saying the words PTSD?
No.
Okay,
it was like a meme and a picture of him. So it could easily be
my
somebody.
Apologies to you there, John. If you've ever watched
it isn't him. But here's the thing. I've seen him on Mayor, and that's something like he would say. He's that far to the left of like insane.
So here's a question. Shit. What do you think the next iteration of PTSD will be? Because we're about due for a euphemism. We're about due for it to shift again. It's been it's the same condition has been shifting since World War I. It started as shell shock, then it became battle fatigue, then it became operational exhaustion.
Oh, I didn't even catch that phase.
And then it became post-traumatic stress disorder. So, now it's got the hyphen and everything and extra syllables. I'm curious how are they going to
maybe they'll
even make it even less?
Like the LBGTQ thing, just start adding more letters.
Right? Or just turn it into straight up acronyms. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The pussification of the country is at full force.
Although some things are coming back. You can say retarded again. Like that's making a comeback.
I don't know. I just saw a thing about YouTube saying that you couldn't say that.
Really? Well, I guess we'll find out when this airs, right?
Well, it's again. I mean, I think the only thing
go
they
ahead
can
to like
do
809 or something and see if there's a little second there where we don't hear myself.
Like again, the only thing you do is demonetize us, and we ain't making no money anyway.
Right.
So.
We did just crack 50 subscribers though, so thank you to all of our recent subscribers.
Wow.
I think we picked up 5 or 6 while I was on vacation.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was really happy.
And we
nice. Young Ethan coming through for us.
Nice.
51 we're at now. So we only need another 950 before we can make money.
There you go. All right. So did you see the Ghislaine interview, or did you see what she said?
No.
Okay. Well,
who interviewed her?
Oh God, that's a good question. Some lawyer for Trump. So I'm sure she was coached, or well, here's the thing. She says she never saw Trump do anything, obviously. Trump's fine.
Right.
She says she never saw anybody do anything. And there are no cameras. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She says, I was intimately involved in building the house, and there are no cameras in the house.
Well, then what is she?
What
did she serve time for then? What was she in prison for?
I don't know. It's so insane. It's like, wait a minute. Oh my God.
The emperor has no clothes.
Absolutely. It is
insane.
Insane. The first two claims, maybe.
I mean, where do you go from after that though? Like after you make those statements, just
I don't know, man. I fucking don't know. And speaking of which, did you see what Putin said about Trump? or more importantly, about Biden.
Is this in reference to when Trump said that the war would have never happened if he'd been president, and Putin stroked his ego by saying, "Yes, of course, my friend."
He didn't stroke his ego. He was, now,
You're so correct. I would never have done this.
So come on,
Would have been
man.
unthinkable.
I mean, Putin has got to be playing Trump like a fucking fiddle. I mean, Trump is just such an idiot. He put out something the other day. It's like, I forget what he was even trying to talk about, but he literally, in the span of 30 seconds, touched on 5 subjects that had nothing to do with what the fuck the question was, and just rambling on about shit. And it's just like, this guy's negotiating with Putin.
Yeah.
It's how is that going to work out?
You really need to get some kind of subscription to something so that you can get Paramount Plus and start watching these South Parks, because the third one came out. And,
I could probably find it.
In this one, like there's several shots of people coming to visit Trump, and it's just like a waiting room. Everybody's sitting in a chair and they're getting briefed first, and they're all holding an expensive gift in their hands, and they're all told, like, stay 5 feet away from him. Don't look directly at his small penis, and have your gift ready to give him. And every person that goes in there is like, I think you're doing a great job, Mr. President.
Dude,
here's your gift. And if you do not have a small penis, he's going to have these guys strung up.
That one between the anyway. Have you seen the thing now where, like, even Alex Jones is saying that Trump's something's wrong with him, like his health is bad. Some people are saying he's got 6 to 8 months to live.
I've not heard that. And he doesn't seem to be in any different health than...
Well, he's got something going on with his hand, and here's the thing, Pam Bondi talked about this, so it's not like they're even denying it. She came out and said, "Oh yeah, the thing on his hand is because of these medications he's on, and it's a normal side effect. This, that, and the other."
Was it
thing.
like a lesion or something, or
like a big lesion on his hand or something like that? But that's not the only thing. I mean, like Alex Jones was like, "Yes, his ankles are."
And he's an old guy. He has thin skin.
Yeah, well, his ankles are all swollen up and blah 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 blah. And then another thing is they keep showing footage of him walking, and they say he's like dragging his right foot, which is a sign of neural or mental something going on.
It can be. Other things can cause it too, but yes.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that Pam Bondi is acknowledging some of this stuff means either maybe there's something there, or they're looking to just get rid of him. His usefulness is up.
Well, I mean, it's a lame duck term. It's not like he can run again. I don't think he's going to get any amendments passed to make it possible for him to do that. I don't think he's serious about trying to do that anyway.
He ain't got the votes anyway. Half the people that voted for him are like, fuck that guy, like Dave Tucker and McGann. And
the damage done to his base over this whole Epstein thing is
amongst other things. Yeah,
amongst other things. But I would say more than anything else, the Epstein
the
thing.
only people still claiming to be MAGA are just straight up.
And I mean, he actually came right out and said that he doesn't want supporters that are interested in the Epstein thing. And sorry, buddy, but that's like more than half of your supporters. Most Americans are interested in this. Globally, people are interested in this.
And did you see how jealous he got when they passed a law about burning the Israeli flag?
No.
Now there's a law against burning the American flag.
Oh, okay.
Which is, of course, patently unconstitutional.
Now, is burning the Israeli flag only illegal in Israel?
No.
Oh, so you can't burn an Israeli flag here or an American flag now.
Correct.
But can you burn either of them in Israel?
I have no idea. I don't live in Israel. I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't, but have you ever been there? Because if you've never been there,
I was going to pick
yes.
That's a good one. Now, it's funny too. I was like, I want to burn the thin blue line flag, see what they do. You probably get shot doing that, and then of course, you could burn a gay pride flag without any, no problem.
Right. I feel like there's an easy joke to make there about something about flaming or something, but I can't find the way to phrase it.
My thing is, if you need to develop a flag that looks like the gay pride flag till you start burning it.
Right.
And then it turns into
like the coffee cup that when you put the hot liquid in it, you can see the titties and the bra disappears.
That would be my trick. It'd be like, fuck you guys. And of course, there's some Marine that already burnt a flag, got arrested. So, they'll throw that one out.
Yeah. I just
saw
a blurb or an article about some guy in the UK getting arrested for hanging a British flag outside of his house for literally hanging the Union Jack on his front lawn.
In another episode or two, we're going to have our friend from across the pond.
This is a little foreshadowing.
We'll be able to speak to him about that. But yeah, what's going on over there? And unfortunately, from what I've ever seen, the couple of times that I've been in England, everything from England eventually makes it here.
Now, I have heard that most, especially Brits and Europeans in general, like I've watched a lot of travel videos like with titles like "What were the most surprising things to you about visiting Denmark?" or this, that, or the other. And whenever I watch one that's like surprising thing about visiting the United States, a lot of foreigners say that they're surprised by how many flags they see, by how many Americans have flags at their businesses or at their home. So apparently, having your nation's flag displayed in front of your home is not a common thing over there, or at least
Especially
not in
now.
Western Europe.
Especially not now,
This has
yeah.
been for some time now. But I feel like in South America it might be, or I feel like
I don't know.
most immigrants that come here seem to be, especially in South Florida. I can remember almost every car had a little, either a Cuban flag, or I know Puerto Rico is not another country, but a Puerto Rican flag or some sort of flag
Right.
indicating where they're from, with pride.
Which is so silly. I mean, it's just a stupid piece of cloth. It's a symbol.
Yeah.
It's like, look, you can burn the flags all you want. Just leave the Constitution alone, and we'll be all good. But I was just going to say something too. I don't remember what it was.
I know there used to be, I don't know if it was a law or if it was just tradition or some sort of code, but you weren't supposed to, or I was always told you were never supposed to let the American flag touch the ground. It has to be folded without, that's why two guys fold it. They walk towards each other until they get it in that nice, neat little
Which
package.
is funny
it's
because
not
somebody
supposed to touch the ground.
Somebody on Facebook just posted a clip where some guy was making a presentation to Trump, and there was a flag draped over whatever he was going to show him, and the guy just takes the flag and just kind of pulls it off and bundles it up and just throws it on the ground. Trump doesn't do shit.
Yeah, that's not cool. A Marine would have stomped a mud hole in his ass
Right.
for
And
that.
Trump just, nobody said shit. He just, so like, yeah, it's selective outrage of culture bullshit.
Of course.
Hey, don't look at the Epstein files.
Oh yeah, so many distractions. I mean, you see how crazy people got over, and I know we're a little late to the game on this, and especially by the time this thing posts, but the whole Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad,
Yeah, we already talked about that, I think.
Did we?
Yeah. Remember, I think you had to explain it to me.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I was like, I don't even get it.
Right.
And you were like, oh, it's the jeans. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and it's also a play on an old Brooke Shields ad where she essentially said the same thing, which, if you want to be outraged about something, she was, I think, 14 when she made that ad. And that's something people should have been a little upset about.
Yep.
Which, considering she was 12 when she played a prostitute, and I think it was her first movie. Her parents certainly allowed Hollywood to be a little loosey-goosey with her career and what she did.
Yeah, and imagine, that's like, God, have you ever seen the, who's that chick? Her like great grandfather was a fucking movie star.
Drew Barrymore.
Yes. You ever seen that chick's like talk show or even seen the episode of her with Bill Maher?
No, but I've heard her talk a lot about her past, and
she is kind of like a Michael Jackson type figure that has never known reality.
No,
never
exactly.
has experienced a day of reality in her life.
Yeah, well, when you're at Hollywood parties and being offered coke and you're 9, I'm pretty sure you're from that point forward, you're never going to understand real reality.
That's not a person that like it should be commenting on anything other than things you can relate to, which is like.
I mean, to be honest, though, all that considered, she's good for her for still being around and not being part of the 27 Club or any of the other horrible things that could have happened to her.
You know who she married?
No.
Pauly Shore.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's strange.
Well, yeah. They're strange people.
Yeah.
All of them. They're perfect.
Can you imagine? I'm assuming they have kids.
No, they just got married not long ago.
Oh, okay. Can you imagine if your dad was Pauly Shore and your mom was Drew Barrymore? That's
no. Well, look at Caden. What is Jaden Smith or whatever? That's what that's going to look like. Walking around with a building on his head or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Some of the worst parents to have as parents. Some of the worst. Like, can you imagine? Rest in peace. But like Gilbert Gottfried being your dad, that voice yelling at you when you fuck up, or
I think that'd be great.
Bobcat Goldthwait trying to have a serious discussion with you about your college choices and stuff. I don't know. It'd be hard.
I'd take that over whatever his name, the Michael Jackson's dad, any day.
Well, yeah, that's true, but he did beat him into being a success. So there's that.
True. It's true. Anyway, before I forget, I wanted to say a couple of thank yous. We actually got some comments. Some guy, don't align sober 6080 was reiterating our point of that anarchy could possibly be a viable political movement. And then Scott made a bunch of comments that you know more than me about. Right. I forget what they were now.
One was the pronunciation of Rick Beato's name.
Oh, that's right.
Which came up actually.
And the other one was about the DNA dog poop.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently that's a thing. But
Yeah.
I think that was just a scam
just
for
reiterating
for
stuff
the
we'd already talked
complex to make more money.
All right. So we were talking about this a little bit on the way down here. Of course, Maduro's got $60 million price on his head.
I've heard this.
Right.
Now, go ahead.
So
I got a question.
I'm thinking, if there's got to be a commensurate amount of money from Iran or whoever on Trump's head.
Well, according to Ted Cruz,
Yeah,
there are
yeah,
there are
already,
hit squads in the United States.
So how hard would it be to just rent a little condo over there by Donald Trump Boulevard? Hang out on the balcony with a javelin missile or something until he drives by and collect your bounty.
Well, you did just recently talk about demonetization, so that's the end of this video's monetization hoax. I'd like to also add that we in no way endorse or condone anybody doing any of the dumb shit that comes out of our mouths, his especially.
Yeah, here's my counter that actually though, all right, say I wanted to collect on Maduro and I spent all the time and money and resources to go down there and take the half-mile shot and kill him. How do I collect?
Well, first, how do you prove it was you?
Exactly. That's my main question. Yeah.
So the question I was going to ask when you first brought this up is, who's offering the $60 million?
The American government.
Okay. So is it taxpayer money?
I assume so.
Right. So that's an insane concept to think that.
Well, they've done it before.
Well, yeah, but not without stating it out loud.
No, they have for like ISIS guys and stuff,
Yeah, but those are not heads of state.
That's true. Well, they're heads of the ISIS
They're heads
state,
of organizations, but they're not heads of a nation state. I mean, there's a pretty considerable difference there.
I mean, they did it with Saddam, I think, didn't they?
I don't think so. I mean, there's always been a sort of gentleman's agreement in war that you just don't, because otherwise there'd be no, so many people have made this point out before. Instead of sending poor young people to go fight for ideals, why don't the two guys that started the war step into a ring and finish it? But they don't do things like that anymore, if they ever did. Yeah. I mean, in some sense, and again, a lot of this is written in myth and whatnot, but if you look at like the Iliad or the Odyssey and stuff and some of the Greek mythos, and sometimes they, two armies would send two champions out to settle a dispute or something. But how much of that is actually historically accurate and how much is just a wonderful, lovely story? I don't know. I find it hard to believe that if you had an advantage in numbers and everything, and just because your champion lost to their champion, I don't think you're just going to turn around and be like, "Well, pack it up, boys. Well, the war's over."
That totally, depends on the attitude of the soldiers. I mean, because like if you were to say something like that to our guys in Vietnam, they'd be like, "Oh, we're out. See ya."
That's true. That's true.
But say something like that to the gung ho guys in Iraq, they're like, "Fuck that. We're fucking you up. We're not going nowhere till you're all dead." Or you know. So it all depends on and not to mention what chemicals the soldiers are on.
Fair enough. And a myriad of other factors. How long have they been at war? Are they the defenders or the attackers? How close are they to home? How much supplies do they have? What time of year is it? Is it winter? Yeah.
But the whole thing that you can just, somebody how do you collect? How do I collect my 60 million?
Right. I mean, you could film it. Maybe the film and the geotag yourself to prove that you were the person in the right distance away from the angle of the shot to have done it, or I don't know. That's a good question. And what did
Venezuela do anyway?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, other than have oil.
Right. And not give it to us.
And here's the thing. We're almost getting ready to go to war with Venezuela. They're an OPEC country. Can we do that?
Why not?
Because then won't the other OPEC countries say, we're going to screw you over with this oil thing?
Well, I mean, they might. I mean, OPEC's not like NATO. It's not like they have
it's not that much different
obligation to defend each other.
They don't have an obligation, but at the same time, if they go, look what they did to them, they might do it to us.
Right.
So, and then the other thing.
I mean, we're never going to get away from the need for petroleum for so many different chemicals, pharmaceuticals, and products that are made. But, but we could get away from it for energy because we really just need to embrace nuclear. That's the key. That's clearly the cleanest, the easiest. Right. It takes the least footprint. It's the fastest to build. Most plants last 80 years. I mean, it's the way to go.
And like a slightly related story, have you seen that where now Zelensky just attacked Hungary?
No.
And then before that,
I bet the Romanians like that shit.
Well, not only that, before that, they were rattling sables with Turkey. Both of those are NATO countries. What the fuck's he doing?
Turkey's in NATO?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. We've had bases.
Hungary and Turkey are both NATO countries, and he's fucking with both of them. It's like, who the fuck are you fighting here? You know, what the hell's going on? I don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah. And then have you seen like where Trump is now going full Bernie?
No.
We
Sanders?
Yeah. The government now owns 10% of Intel.
Oh.
That's the fucking straight up socialism.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, all right.
That's some CCCP shit.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? And I guess the whole reason is, I guess Intel makes the chips. And we need the chips. That's why,
Right,
you know, we're
right.
defending Taiwan because they make all the chips. So now Intel's starting to make chips. So for whatever reason, now
Right.
we have to be a stakeholder.
And Taiwan makes
doesn't make any sense.
Taiwan makes the majority of the chips, but they don't
Right.
make the ultra important chips. The ultra important chips are still made like in Silicon Valley and in Germany. You know what I mean?
China.
Like,
Yeah.
No, China actually.
really?
China doesn't even make the ones as good as Taiwan.
Oh, no
China
shit.
makes like the kind of chips that go in your smart refrigerator,
right.
shit like that,
Right,
like the lowest grade.
Gotcha.
I mean, up until very recently, China couldn't even make their own ballpoint pens because they couldn't make the ball bearings
Right.
small
So-
enough and perfect enough to
Right,
fit
right.
right in the end
So,
of the
but
pen.
what's the point of acquiring 10% of Intel? Does he think we're going to make money off of that or something?
Yeah, probably
Pay off the
He's-
debt or something? Is
He's
that
probably
the plan?
hoping that Intel wins the AI war, and therefore he has 10% of the AI company that wins the AI war.
Fucking idiot. I mean, the guy's just such an idiot. Ugh.
It's interesting times that we
Yeah,
live in.
it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
Really are living through history. I mean, everybody is every day, but I feel like there's certain long periods of time where very little of importance happens, and then sometimes a tremendous amount of change occurs in a short period of time. And I think we're in one of those periods.
And don't you love how the fact that Trump and Newsom are basically the same character now?
How so?
Oh, you haven't, dude. Newsom has launched a campaign where he's doing everything Trumpian. He has the big memes of him riding dolphins with flags and muscles and
Oh, nice.
oh yeah, he's gone full Trump. He's taken everything Trump did and is doing exactly the same thing.
I mean, he's late and a day late, a dollar short.
Way
but
late,
He certainly looked at a
totally
winning strategy.
Completely copycat of exactly whatever Trump did.
No,
Newsom
I
is
haven't
now
seen-
doing.
I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Oh yeah, he's going full bore.
How are you seeing like California politics? I guess just on YouTube, right?
Well, yeah, it's YouTube and it's Facebook. Facebook
Okay.
memes and stuff. That's why I tell you, you got to get on Facebook. Just for
Just
some
for
of the
Tim Dillon.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Tim Dillon too. Yeah, yeah. What was
I was
that
really upset that on the ride down today that he didn't have anything new that I hadn't heard yet. I was really wanting
Yeah.
to listen to one of his shows. I think he might have been on vacation too.
Yeah, he's probably just on the road.
You hear him when he
doing
made the quick. He was talking about Luigi, from the United
Right.
Healthcare thing or whatever, and in a quick, casual way that he said it, he was like, "Yeah, we're going to get him on the show. I'm going to suck him off while he's here." And he said it so fast and casually that I don't even think he was joking. I think
Right.
he actually intends to do so.
If he could get him on the show, I bet he would.
Yeah, good for him.
I don't think they're going to let him out of jail though.
You have to get him on a Zoom,
Yeah, definitely. Good luck sucking him off on that. All right, so what the hell would you major in if you were a college student?
nowadays.
Glance over young Ethan.
Yeah.
Like with AI looming,
Mm.
what the fuck do you even go to college for?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think you'd be better off going to a trade school and
Yeah.
either being an electrician or
And
a plumber or a
think about it
carpenter
if you just graduated in the last 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that all about? It's just what a complete waste of time.
Yeah, and we always thought the robots would take all of our, they'll dig our ditches for us and we'll create. And now we're digging the ditches and they're writing customized songs for us by the Walker family for only $100.
But I mean, you got to admit, that even anything AI generated, first of all, is pretty blatantly obvious so far.
Right.
But it's just so mediocre. That's what makes it almost so obvious. It's like, oh, yeah, this is obviously AI. It's
Right.
just,
But I mean, 18 months ago, it was much worse.
true.
I mean, it's getting better.
Well, I
seems
don't
like
think
it's-
it has any capability to get more creative. Now, that would be interesting if it did,
Well,
but I
here's
don't
the
see
thing.
any spark for creativity there.
I don't see that either yet. And I think it might come. But what I have seen is that it's getting better at its technical aspects. And so therefore,
yeah.
a creative person who can use really creative prompts is
Yeah.
starting to get more out of it than we've ever seen out of it before.
That's true.
And I think
That's
that's
true.
going to start getting a lot better. And
And I
more
mean,
advanced.
that's just an amplification of the same thing always. I mean, back in the 30s, all you had was an acoustic guitar. And now, you got so much stuff to help make you make a song. It's so much easier.
Right.
It's just a continuation of that. It's just making the people that have the creative ideas
Yeah.
easier to implement them.
Now one person can make an album. You can be a
Yeah.
Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails thing. But
yeah.
back then, you had to have other musicians to play.
Not
And
necessarily, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Think about before there were recordings. Like the only way to experience music was live.
Yeah.
You had to attend the event.
Right. And before they were multi-track, you had to play it live too. But
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. You're right.
It really does change the experience, even in the same way that to see a movie, you used to have to go to a theater and experience it with everybody else and see it at the same time.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to talk about AI is I'm actually really excited about what AI is going to be doing to gaming. Because I mean, think about it, the possibilities with gaming of AI, you'd never have to do the same scenario twice or the same scenery.
And it's going to, I mean, the intelligence of the computer's characters as you play against them have always been one of the worst parts about most video games is like these, you sneak up on them. They're so stupid. Making that better and better, of course, is going to make it much more like playing a real person.
Right. I mean, because it seems like any game now, you go through it enough times to where you figure out, all right, this is where I go here, and this is what I do here, and and that won't be possible if AI is just continually changing it. And I mean, any game you play now has only got a finite amount of scenarios and stuff.
Only so much replayability.
Exactly.
Unless it's multiplayer, and then you're just dealing with the randomness of the other humans.
True. But even then, the setting doesn't change.
No, not usually. No.
So now you'll be able to do that with, hey, we can chase them for 100 miles, instead of just around in a circle of what exists, and so that'll be exciting for gaming, but which is what a lot of people are going to pretty much be doing all damn day since they ain't going to have no jobs.
Once they get their UBI, exactly, they'll be sitting there playing games all day, making microtransactions.
Speaking of, the other thing, I wonder why would they let Putin and Trump outside like that display of them walking around outside? Remember when they met?
Right.
Why would they even risk that? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Just to show how confident they are in their own security?
Well, that's just stupid because here's the thing.
But what other reason can you think of?
Here's the thing.
Maybe there was to give somebody a shot and it didn't happen.
What's that? So they could have a flyover? Oh, yeah. No, I saw they had bombers flying over, but the whole thing is, I mean, you think about it, if you had a Crooks type, or no, even better, a Routh type, the second guy that tried to kill him, and if you had that guy pop off Trump at that event, Putin can always just go, hey, no, we didn't know anything about it, even if it's their guy.
Yeah.
And he could have easily got away with taking Trump. Not that that's going to change anything, which is probably why they didn't.
Right. Like that old trope in movies where the guy's like, all right, put one on my shoulder so they don't suspect.
And have you seen the other stuff about the time when he got shot in the ear, where a lot of people are trying to make? There's some elements of that now that are starting to come into question. Like, first of all, did you see the guy herding the camera guys around?
No.
All right, so after Trump gets shot, he goes down. They kind of surround him. They bring him up. And then on the bottom, you can see there's a guy, a CIA guy, herding all the photographers over to get that shot. Remember the shot?
Yeah, I do remember the shot. But no, I don't.
And not only that, does he herd them over to where they got to be to get that shot? The flag is lowering. Now, I don't know if the flag is lowering because it was held up by the crane that got hit by a bullet, but if it wasn't,
if it was literally just being done so the shot looks better.
Exactly.
That's some amazing choreography and timing.
And then there's also another, somebody was saying there wasn't the bullet that got his ear. They show that he goes down, and sure enough, it shows one of the Secret Service guy runs up and kind of hips him in the ear right where his gun is. So he might have just got just hit in the ear and made it start bleeding.
Yeah, now I want to go back and watch.
Yeah. Now you do.
And do it a little bit by little bit, but I mean, I don't know exactly what happened that day. I do. Well, I'll tell you what. I do
know what happened. Somebody got killed.
Yes, I was going to say the one thing I don't think is in dispute is that there were real bullets in that gun that were fired in that direction, and the guy that was sitting behind
and the other thing
died.
is the guy that killed Crooks. He was in charge of all the security. He was the main guy in charge of everything. Apparently, it's like. Oh, so
he was the one that decided the roof was too angled for anybody to be up there.
Well, not only that, he's the guy that took out the patsy.
Yeah.
You know, he's got, you know, he was the Jack, well, not the, he took out the Jack Ruby. No, he was the Jack Ruby. I forget whatever
Yeah.
they say, but
He
yeah.
was the Ruby.
Yeah, there's questions. There's questions there. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, anymore, it's just like, what is real, man? It's crazy. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, that whole we're living in a simulation theory starts looking better and better the weirder shit gets.
I'm telling you. Do you think Nixon was scapegoat for JFK? You think that's why they framed him with Watergate? Because the people were the civil unrest was getting to the point where, like, look, we got to do something to placate these people. So let's
I don't know.
Let's give the left a win.
It seems like a reasonable idea. You know, it doesn't.
Well, they're
seem
saying now
ridiculous.
that he was definitely
something that's. I didn't hear the very end of the Rogan and Dave Smith. Is that something that came up on that pod?
I don't think so.
Because I know they did talk a lot about Nixon.
I don't think that came up, but no, not in any depth.
Rogan will clearly never forget him for the scheduled act of 1970.
Correct.
He blames him for all kinds,
which is by far the worst thing he ever did. That and the gold standard. Which those
are the two things they talked about.
Yeah, that's all they talked about. But no, they're saying that I forget why they wanted to get him out, but apparently, like Woodward, rookie journalist, just happens on the best story of the century and first time gets it, the Pulitzer Prize.
Are you sure they didn't talk about this? Because they talked about Woodward too.
I don't think so, but maybe they did. I don't think so, but I don't know. But well, yeah, I think they might have. I think they did actually.
He was talked about how Bill Murray was just on the show, and after reading Wired, he goes, "That wasn't my friend."
Right,
so with what he said about him, was that true? Then what he said about Nixon might have been bullshit.
Yep, you're exactly right. Exactly right. And then they say that basically he's clearly CIA, and they framed him for this, just to get him out of office. Why? I forget why they wanted to get rid of him. I don't know, but yeah, the whole thing. It seems like the last actually honest government we had was well into the, halfway through the 19th century. I mean, it seems like everything since like the Civil War has been run by bankers. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything, since 1913.
Yeah, well, that's when the bankers. Well, here's the thing:
that's the creation of the Federal Reserve and the income tax a year later.
Here's my proposition all the time: is like, look, slavery is bad, but we lost the Civil War. The Civil War centralized all the power of the government into Washington, where the bankers bought it. They didn't have to go to every state to bribe everybody.
Right.
You go one place, buy it. And they bought it. And they basically said, there's even people that there's the Social Security Act they're trying to say is something that, like, your Social Security number isn't just, it's your corporate number. And that's why they can legally get away with a bunch of stuff they're doing, because you're a corporation. You're not just an individual.
Yeah, I've not heard that.
Yeah, it's a whole different. It's funny. There's this guy. I used to be Facebook friends with. He plays guitar. Zeta something. He's this crazy fucking guy, and he actually got pissed off and unfriended me just because I kept asking him questions, because he was always kind of pitching this, but in this really weirded out, vague thing, like, oh, you guys don't understand. None of that matters. It's all about this. And it was like, for the longest time, I couldn't figure out what the fuck he was talking about. And I used to like literally piss him off trying to figure out, like, well, who's benefiting from this? What are you talking about? And he finally got pissed off and unfriended me. But I think that's what he was talking about, is the fact that, some shit went on with Roosevelt and the bankers, and they all got together and said, all right, this is what we're going to do. I don't know. Who knows? That's all lawyer shit anyway. I mean, when you get that deep in the legality of what's going on, whether you're a corporation or an individual or a sovereign citizen or any of that kind of bullshit.
What you got on there? I'm trying to read your handwriting from the back, because you got stuff written on the back too. And you should have taken up a career in medicine, because I've seen doctors' handwriting that was better.
Well, and the funny thing is I write stuff down. Like I have Acosta doctrine in quotation marks. I have no idea what that means.
Acosta is in the guy who gave Epstein the sweetheart deal, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm sure I knew exactly what it meant when I wrote it
Acosta
down.
doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a punchline to something,
but I can't reverse engineer that thought.
Me either. I wrote it.
You wrote it. Yeah. I feel you.
Oh yeah, I can't see shit without my glasses.
Dead air.
Oh, here's a good one. All right, so you know about the white people in Arkansas, right?
The ones that built their own town?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So the qualification to live there is to be white, right?
Well, I would imagine that's one of them.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. But there's an easy way to avoid any kind of controversy.
Oh, I think you've already told me this, but go ahead for the listeners.
Just make it a credit score.
Base it on credit score, yeah.
Say, no, you can be whatever color you want. You just got to have a certain credit score.
Well, isn't that pretty much how gated communities work now?
Pretty much, yeah. That's a pretty racist thing to say because I'm sure there are black people with great credit scores.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good joke, I thought. Yeah, we should really start writing jokes for somebody, not for one of us.
For somebody else, exactly. Somebody better looking that can deliver them.
Which I actually, a little foreshadowing. I actually connected with a buddy of mine that even before I even started the show, I was like, that guy's got to be part of the show at some point. And I finally talked to him on the phone the other day. And
is that your French buddy, Cancel?
No. No, that's that guy, Steve, that I was telling you about. But he's got a fucking day job. That's the only problem. But that may not be an issue soon. We'll have to see what happens with that. We got left anyway.
Yeah, 20 minutes, like that, give or take.
All right, what else do I got here? See if I can figure out any of this stuff.
Oh, did I tell you about our my dining experience in Charlotte? It was great. Soul food restaurant. Now, you know you're in for a treat when the name of the place is Mr. Charles Chicken and Fish.
Ooh.
Right? So I go to this place, and it's unbeknownst to me, it was trivia night or karaoke night or something. The place is packed. There's probably 60 people in the dining room. There's like a main dining room with a full bar, and then another room in the back with another almost full bar. That's, I guess, where the service bar was. It's like 60 patrons in there, maybe a staff of like 15. I'm the only white guy in the whole building.
Of course. Right.
It was wonderful. And it was the best pork chop I've ever had in my entire life.
I'll bet it was.
So I had some parsley of the gods with me, right? Some marijuana that I had already deoxycarbonated. So it's already been, the THC in it has already been activated. I added it to the smothered covered pork chop.
Yeah, are you making up that word, deoxycarbonated?
No, that's actually what that's a deoxycarbonator.
That sounds like a gonculator. All right, go ahead.
It's a true thing. So anyway, I put this on the smothered covered pork chop, and I'm sure you're familiar with the term the itis. The itis when you eat like a Thanksgiving dinner, you get all fat and sleepy and lazy or whatever. I guess it's anyway. You combine the itis with actual activated pot. I've never slept so well ever in my life. I almost was too high to drive back to the to Scott's house. It was great.
Yeah,
it was an experiment, but it certainly can't do it again. I did that on a Monday, which was smart because I stayed there too. If I had to drive the next day, it would have been bad.
So you have to treat the weed to eat it. Is that what the deal is?
Yes, because if you eat raw marijuana, it won't do anything except make your stomach hurt. You know, it doesn't.
So you have to treat it with like a heat or something, or
yeah, it's basically like,
or is it a chemical?
No. It's you heat it. It's a device that heats it. It heats it enough to activate it, but without actually burning it.
Right.
And then once it goes through that process, I mean, if you could stand the taste of it, you could just put it in your mouth and chew it up and eat it, and it will work. And of course, when edibles they take longer to hit because your liver converts it into a different delta. It's like delta 9. It turns it into delta 11. Right. And it has a much stronger effect, and it lasts for considerably longer.
I saw a thing on, it was actually a Bill Mayer podcast, but that guy Huberman, Huberman, he was touting the effects of just staring at the sun for like a couple of minutes a day or like 5 minutes a day. And I was like, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not staring at any clips.
No, I mean, not like staring, but looking in.
Yeah, vitamin D sun exposure is really, really good for you.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He's like, you'd be amazed how different, like if you just do that every day.
And a deficiency in vitamin D can affect you in a lot of weird, subtle ways, including mood. I mean, you live in South Florida and you go to the pool, you're at the pool a lot and stuff.
Well, not only that, I drink a shit ton of milk.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to have an issue. But people that live up north, like it's a problem in the winter, especially.
I so I think I remember what my Acosta doctrine meant.
Okay.
You heard about the sex trafficker they just shipped over to Israel, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. Some guy got busted for trying to have sex with a minor. Some DA let him out on bail, and he took off to Israel. They don't think he's coming back. Apparently, he's got a
no extradition.
No, I don't think we can. I don't think I mean, that's the big thing. Apparently, there's a ton of pedos that all flee to Israel that are living in Israel
and are they
which is the Acosta doctrine.
or they just go there as
I don't
U.S.
know.
citizens?
I
And
know
pay
this
to be let
guy.
in?
This guy, I think, was like even a spokesman for the IDF or something like
Oh, wow.
that, or yeah, he was something very involved with Israel
Right.
and got in trouble and
So
just skedaddled.
it used to be France that they would flee to and hide out, right? With Polanski.
Yeah, no, but apparently in Israel they're practicing the Acosta doctrine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it
come
was
on over
just
here and hang out. We'll hide you.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's been a thing for a while. They see all kinds of pedophiles just go over there and that's what people keep talking about how Epstein got sentenced with that bullshit sentence, and it's like he was in Israel. That's the only way they were getting him back.
Yeah, otherwise he would have never come back.
Nobody says that. Nobody's mentioning anything about that. They're making all this. Oh, this guy did that. I'm like, well, that's what they had to do. It's not
Yeah.
like they wanted to do it. It's the only way. It was. Yeah, people don't understand that. Like Israel is just not.
Well,
we don't
that's why Polanski didn't come back.
Yeah.
He was in France, and the judge actually openly said that he was going to make an example of him when he came back.
Right.
His people told him, and he's
But
like,
we don't
"Well, then
have,
I'm not going back."
We don't have extradition with France.
If we do, we didn't have it then.
I guess not. Well, I know we definitely don't have it with Israel, but I don't know.
But yeah, so he was like, "No,
maybe
I'm
he
not
just
going.
beat
Why
it.
would I go back to be made an example out of?"
Maybe he's just using the regular legal system and going, "Hey, I'm too rich. I ain't going."
right. Just keep forestalling it, and
Yeah.
And again, at a certain level of apparently, as a society, we have determined that if you're good enough at something, we'll look the other way for a little while anyway.
Yeah.
At least, like. Yeah, I don't know if Michael Jackson did it or not, but Thriller was a hell of an album. So I guess we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Yeah, who knows? So the other thing I was going to talk about is I think the smartphone is enabling homelessness. I mean, think of how much harder it would be to be homeless without a smartphone. And if you notice,
You mean enabling it? You mean just making it easier to be homeless?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Well,
yeah.
for instance, there was a guy that they were interviewing in California, and he had just moved there from Texas, and they're like, "Well, why'd you come here?" He goes, "Oh, well, they give you $600 a month. All you got to do is put it in your smartphone, and you make $600 a month to do nothing, just living on the streets." So it's definitely not helping. I don't think people with how, and not only that, if you're homeless, how the hell do you even afford a smartphone?
Dude. Well, the initial phone itself, yes, but this is one of a small pet peeve I have is when people see a homeless person or something and then they call shenanigans or say, "Well, how can he be homeless? He has a cell phone." Cell phone's a lot cheaper than a house or apartment. Cell phone's $50 a month. Even homeless guys can scrape up $50 a month. Now, how they got the money for the initial device, but some smartphones are pretty, they'll give it to you if you sign a contract and agree to pay $50 a month. So it doesn't surprise me at all that homeless people have cell phones.
Yeah, but I would say, how's it helping them really? I mean, other than maybe to try and get a job, but how many of them are actually trying to get a job?
Well, I mean, it gives them something to do. It's entertainment. They can access the internet. They can watch the Sloth Doctors on YouTube. They're clearly lazy and have no ambition, or why else would they be like that? No, clearly that's not the case all the time, but just trying to stir up some shit.
All right. Yeah, I couldn't stir anything up with that one. Let's see what else. I have rainbow Nazis written down. Oh, the crosswalks.
Oh yeah, they're taking those
the
all
rainbow
down,
Nazis,
right?
Yes,
and I think their argument they're using it something like it was a defacement of public property or some safety bullshit issue or something.
Come on, man. I mean, this whole look. I mean, I've been making the joke on Facebook for a while now about the gay cheerleaders. It's like, look, just because you fucking rednecks can't look at the wrong, can't not get a boner because you looked at the wrong cheerleader, just settle down. Like fucking, it's just so stupid. Like, who cares if there's a rainbow on the street? I mean, is that really going to ruin your freaking day?
Whatever came of the audits remember just recently, Ron DeSantis said something about he was auditing Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Broward County.
I haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't heard anything about it either. But what's funny is the day before I heard that or saw that article, I saw an article that I don't know whether it's the chief financial officer or the chief executive, whatever, somebody who has a great deal to do with the way the money is spent in Gainesville, a woman by the name of Cynthia Curry, resigned the day of or the day before this Doge thing was announced. So keep that name in your mind, and we'll see if her name pops up anytime soon for misappropriations or whatever. but it was a pretty convenient timing. I think it's time for me to leave this job.
Yeah, but he's Oh, did you see where DeSantis is?
You know, he put Florida back on not the gold standard, but made gold and silver a legal tender.
And he also invested in Israel.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes, no. Yes, he's like we're buying Israel bonds, which unfortunately are going to be completely useless because Israel's economy is collapsing. So, I mean, luckily we have a lot of surplus, so all the money he's throwing away probably won't be missed that much. But yeah, I mean, DeSantis is gone.
The thought would never even occur to me as an American citizen to buy bonds from another country.
Right?
I didn't even know you could do that.
I don't know that you can, truthfully. I'm not sure it's legal, but apparently he's doing it. And I mean, I used to be a big proponent of DeSantis, and man, he's gone full socialist lately. I mean, like I remember he just passed a bunch of laws, which like literally a bunch of them are like, you fucking crybaby. I mean, what do we need a law? I forget what some of them are just so ridiculous. Like it's like, do we really need that law? That's
one
stupid.
Of the new law, and I don't even think it's a new law, but I think they may have reworded the way that they're going to enforce it, or they're cracking down, or telling people to be more aware of it. But it's called the move over law, and it's when you're on the highway that you have to move over. It used to be.
So bad. I don't care about that one.
Well, listen, after just recently driving over 1,000 miles, it's an issue because it encourages and rather it puts people in a state of panic almost and causes them to either shift over when they really shouldn't or go 20 miles under the posted speed limit, which bottlenecks the whole highway. And mark my words, it's going to cause more problems than it saves.
Well, guess what
else?
Cause
accidents.
Guess what? As an avid motorcycle rider.
That was my next point was going to be, as well as the new laws regarding the speeding, right? Yeah. Because with the penalties that stiff.
Why would I stop?
Why would you stop? You're just incentivizing, in case viewers and listeners don't know what we're talking about, Florida just recently passed some laws regarding speeding. So apparently if you're now caught going in excess of 50 miles an hour over the limit or in excess of 100 miles an hour in total, regardless of the speed limit, the first time you're caught is a $1,000 fine. The second time you're caught is either a $2,000 or a $5,000 fine. And the third time is you lose your license for either 6 months or a longer period of time.
And I think you go to jail.
You might also go to
jail. On all of them.
So the point,
like the first
as
one,
you stated, if especially if it's your second or third strike and you see blue lights behind you, you're not stopping.
No.
It's in your best interest to do your best to get away, which is going to lead to people wrecking and dying. Didn't they used to have a policy of like they wouldn't pursue you if you're going a certain speed? Like they would do they would do their best to get your tag or let the helicopter know, but like at a certain point they're like, okay, if we keep chasing you, we're going to die or you're going to die or somebody's going to die.
Especially with a motorcycle, since that's the only person in danger.
Right.
Like, look, if they were just speeding off in a speeding car, then you could go, well, shit, that's really dangerous. Let's chase them down and pit moon.
They're still not the only person in danger, though, because their speed could cause another driver to swerve to try to not hit them. And
that's true. That's true.
They're still going to cause some problems.
But for the most part, they're the only person in danger.
They're in the most danger, for sure. And now they're just going to run.
Yeah, there's no reason to stop. No reason to stop at all.
And I think they also made those penalties the same for wheelies and stoppies. Like if you're caught on
I think that was already
a wheelie or a stoppie.
That was already on the books, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. I think what they did is make the speeding just like that law.
Yes. And I've seen guys do wheelies and go over 100 miles an hour at the same time down I-95, passing people, splitting lanes.
The point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And I hate to see that too, because like if that guy loses his control or whatever, yes, he is the one in danger. But quite honestly, I don't want the image of him greased out on the pavement, burned into my retina for the rest of my life.
I don't care. When I see guys doing stupid shit like that, if they eat it, I'd be like, good for him. He's an idiot.
I mean, I feel that way. He's an idiot, but I don't want to see it.
True.
I have no desire to see it. It's a movie is one thing when I know it's fake, but I don't want to see somebody just kill themselves right in front of me on the highway.
Well, I have.
Plus, I don't want to be a witness and have to go to court and deposition and all that. Like, did you see the event? Yes, I did.
All right. So the next, the person that invents the portable EMP pistol is going to be a quadrillionaire.
Yeah.
Right? He's already on it. Look at him. He's got it. He knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah, but like in the meantime, microphone, but instead of projecting sound, it projects
little EMP. Just knock the drones out, knocks the cameras out, takes everything out. Yeah. But in the meantime, I saw somebody in Ukraine doing the next best thing. There was a drone flying around, and they had a shotgun.
Yeah, birdshot. Yeah.
Like I was like, well, at least I used to skeet shoot, so I know I'm gonna be pretty good with this.
Even
with the drones.
those stupid less than lethal attempts to create things like the beanbag guns and whatnot.
Right.
So they also had those net guns.
Yep.
Those work. You only get one shot. Reloading them is a bitch, but that'll bring a drone down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it also might bring it down in a sufficient way for you to, get some materials or something out of it if you were trying to do so.
Sure.
But
True.
depending on how high it was when it got netted up.
That's true.
But yeah, shotguns are making a good comeback there. I mean, they never really went away from military use. They've always had them.
But yeah, just imagine if you had like a little little EMP, like you imagine having one of those Chinese shows with like 5,000.
Right. Well, you know, they used to have the M16 with the grenade launcher underneath. What they'll have now is be the EMT gun with a shotgun underneath.
There you go. That's a good idea. Well, you wouldn't really need the shot. Well, when the people show up, then you need the shotgun.
Right. Well, or maybe, too. Plus, eventually, some of the drones will have some sort of EMP reflective shielding on it or something. You try to shoot it twice with that and it doesn't work. You switch to the shotgun.
Speaking of high tech, I've heard them talking more about helium-3. Do you remember when I sent you that video? Like, I'm going to say like a year or two
Yeah, it's
ago.
like that's what they supposedly want to return to the moon for, to mine that, right?
Yep. And that's what they say the Chinese are doing on the dark side of the moon. This helium-3, I guess, is the thing that will be.
And what is it being used for? What is it?
The energy. It's like it's exactly like that thing I sent you says. A little piece of this stuff will power a nuclear
okay.
reactor.
So it's nuclear fuel. Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's even. It might be fusion fuel or something.
Right.
But I don't know. But it's a little bit of that. Apparently, is going to make. They're using that for the AI race because they need the super cooled computers and the energy. So that's what they're doing. They're getting helium-3 from the dark side of the moon. So
nice.
I don't know why we're not doing that. I mean,
maybe we are.
Yeah, maybe we are. But the thing I should impress is there's no people there.
Yeah.
I still say there have been no people on the moon. I still contend.
Right. And certainly not on the dark side.
Well, who knows? I mean, if they went there, why wouldn't they go on the dark side?
Can't see what they're doing.
Sure.
I don't know. Getting slap happy.
I mean, literally, if they went there, they probably did go to the dark side and just didn't say anything.
Right. And you'd never see it.
Yeah. But I don't think any people have been to the moon. I think plenty of equipment's been there. We've left equipment there. We've taken stuff back from there. But why would they bother? I mean, especially back then. I mean, It just would make it so exponentially difficult, more dangerous.
That's true.
Why not just fake it?
And if you really did pull off, like you said, everything but the actual people being there, it would be very hard for a foreign nation, i.e., the USSR, to disprove what we did. Because
although they claim they know that we didn't, but
but they can't disprove that the rocket went, and you know what I mean. There's we can prove that we were there. We just maybe.
Yeah, that's my contention. I don't think any. But we'll see. What do you think? We got to wrap this one up.
Yeah, we're getting about to that time. You want to give them the phone number this time? After
all right, let me see if I can get it. All right.
First, though, we got to tell them that we need, guys, we really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And you can reach us at our Sloth Doctor hotline, which is
904-549-9024.
Outstanding. Yes, it is 904-549-9024.
See, there's 2 or 3 brain cells left in there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right. Hopefully they'll last till next episode. We'll see you then.
All right, guys. Thanks.